They thought they were smarter than everyone else. They believed a fake bill, a quick meetup, and silence afterward would be enough to walk away clean. But one decision made in seconds would expose everything and leave a 19-year-old dead. This is the true story of how a small drug deal spiraled into a homicide, and how Shantaria Cinnamon Jones, Shaylin Shay Yeldon, and Dion Nettles became permanently tied to the death of Yaquin Berry. Yaquin Berry was just 19 years old. He lived in Pensacola, Florida, and like many teenagers, he was trying to make money and move forward in life. On June 20, 2018, he agreed to sell marijuana to someone he believed was a legitimate buyer. It was a routine decision, one he likely made without thinking much of it, but it would be the last decision he ever made. Investigators later confirmed that the deal was arranged through social media. Messages showed that Shaylin Shay Yeldon contacted Berry to set up the purchase. The conversation was casual and straightforward. There were no threats, no warning signs, and nothing to suggest the meeting would turn violent. That evening, Berry traveled to the agreed location near the intersection of Trenton Drive and Edison Drive. He arrived expecting to complete the transaction and leave. What he did not know was that the money intended for the exchange was counterfeit. A secretive exchange takes place under a dim street lamp, a package for a bill. A tense disagreement begins after the discovery of a counterfeit bill, with expressions of shock turning to anger. What should have ended with everyone walking away instead became heated and unpredictable. The argument intensifies dramatically, faces filled with anger and fear under a dark sky. Yaquin Berry was struck and collapsed at the scene. Emergency responders were called, but Berry was pronounced dead. He never made it home. In the moments after the shooting, panic took over. Instead of calling police immediately or rendering aid, those involved made a series of decisions that would only make the situation worse. According to law enforcement, Shaylin Yeldon and Dion Nettles remained at the scene. Investigators later revealed that they helped remove evidence. Broken glass and shell casings were collected and discarded. Police believed the goal was to make it appear as though nothing had happened there. But crimes rarely disappear the way people think they will. Detectives began their investigation almost immediately. Witnesses came forward. Surveillance footage from nearby areas was reviewed. Phone records and social media messages showed exactly who Berry had been communicating with before his death. The counterfeit $100 bill became a critical piece of evidence. It established motive and showed that deception was involved from the very beginning. Investigators also determined that the attempt to clean the scene showed awareness of guilt. The weight of their actions becomes clear as the judicial process begins, symbolizing the loss of freedom. In the courtroom, prosecutors presented their case against Shantaria Cinnamon Jones. Shaylin Shay Yeldon and Dion Nettles were also arrested and charged as accessories after the fact to second-degree murder. Authorities stated that their actions after the shooting, including helping remove evidence, made them criminally responsible. As the case moved through the court system, more details emerged. In a courtroom, the story of a fateful meeting fueled by deception and poor judgment is told. Defense attorneys attempted to argue circumstances and intent, but the evidence was strong and consistent. In 2019, the case reached its conclusion. Shantaria Cinnamon Jones pleaded guilty to manslaughter with a weapon. She was sentenced to 15 years in state prison. The court acknowledged the severity of the crime while noting that it occurred during a confrontation rather than as a premeditated act. Shaylin Shay Yeldon was sentenced to 48 months in prison for accessory after the fact. The judge emphasized that helping conceal a homicide carries serious legal consequences, even if someone did not pull the trigger. Dion Nettles received a sentence of 19